guys, Dr. Nathan Thompson here, author of Transformation 28, creator of the T28 Challenge. We're here live on Wednesday evening, and so I have a really special announcement for you that I'm really excited I want to share with you. Obviously, see the person next to me. This is Joe L, whose further identity will remain unknown. But the reason why I have Joe on here is because Joe is a former Navy SEALs, former Special Forces, and so I wanted to bring him on, and I wanted to talk specifically about mindset. The reason why is because, you know, there are so many things out there that are going to benefit your life, that are going to benefit your health, that are going to benefit your future, and you know that it will as well. And the problem is the application. The problem is sticking to it, and the problem is just being able to do it long enough to actually get the results, to get the life, to get the health that you want. So I thought, what better way than to bring my friend Joe to talk about the mindset of an actual Navy SEAL. So everybody, welcome Joe here. Joe, thank you for being here.
Thank you, sir.
And just the backstory, Joe and I have been friends for
all our lives.
Literally all our lives.
Yeah.
So we're talking about 20, 25 years. Because we're like, I'm 25 and you're 38, right? So literally all our lives we have been friends. But I'm going to tell you something. If you would have asked me 20 years ago or 25 years ago, that when Joe said I'm going to become a United States Navy SEAL, I would have said no. No, there's no way.
Thanks for that.
So, but you did it, right? And you're living proof that literally anyone, if you want to do it, you can do it.
Yep.
So tell us about, just a couple of minutes about how you became a Navy SEAL. So
the funny thing is you're absolutely right. When I joined the Navy, I could literally barely swim. And that's actually the funny thing. I mean, I could swim, but I wasn't like great in the water. Didn't have never was like a high school swimmer, a college swimmer, or anything like that. And the more you hear about guys who go through and make it through, a lot of them have a deficiency maybe in the water or somewhere else. But it's really that this is something you want, and there's really nothing in the way that's going to stop you. And I feel that in most people's lives they'll find a way to find something that'll stop them. And I guess that's the difference with a guy who makes it through the pipeline to become a SEAL, is they really believe in their mind that there's nothing that can stop them.
Yeah, it's so let me ask you a question. Did you have any amazing skills before you started?
Nope.
So you weren't a good swimmer?
Nope.
Were you an ultra marathon runner?
Nope.
Were you? Could you lift 900 pounds over your head?
Nope.
Did you at least have a really cool Demi Moore haircut?
That I did have. So that was the one thing I had. But yeah, I think that's the thing, that the misconception about guys who are special operators, Navy SEALs, all those type of guys, that like you are something that's just different, who is like you're just built differently, when it's really not the case. You're just you're an average guy, and you might not even been a great athlete in high school or college or anything else. And the funny thing is, a lot of the great college athletes sometimes won't make it. In my class, we had a couple amazing swimmers, guys who were just unbelievable in the water, Division I swimmers, and they ended up quitting in the second week because they just it was the culmination of everything else that they had to do besides the swimming. But it's going back to what you're saying, that the mindset, I find that the guys who made it through and the guys who were successful in the teams have a unique ability to overcome doubt in themselves. Because the whole thing, all through BUDS, which, by
the way, go ahead.
Yeah, BUDS is basic underwater demolition SEAL training, and that's like the pipeline you go through to become a SEAL. So guys who are in BUDS have a great ability, I find, to overcome doubt, because the whole time instructors are trying to place doubt in your mind, because it is a mental game. The thing that people don't understand about it is that everyone who starts the program is meant to be there and has the ability to pass. They've done research, tests, everything, everything you can imagine, that guy starting that class on paper should be able to finish every single time. But the thing that gets in the way is mentally they stop themselves. Physically, anybody can do it as long as they pass that basic screen test, which is actually very easy. You have the ability to do it, but you stop yourself because of your own mind.
So basically what you're saying is the number one thing to get in the way of what you want was yourself.
Yes.
Did you guys hear that? It's yourself. So here, like, was there, like, tell me about a time, because I know that you went through Hell Week. I remember hearing about it. So what was the time, like, during Hell Week that you said that you had a moment? And I want you guys, men, I want you guys to pay really close attention to this, because there's a reason why you feel like you're stuck. There's a reason why you're overweight and your estrogen's out of control and you got a terrible dad bod, or you have no energy, and your wife, for example, is down your throat because she's like, why don't you just do something? And you're at that moment where you're like, well, I need to do something. What am I going to do? Am I going to shrink back, or am I going to push forward and start doing something new? But what was that like a defining moment that you might have had? You might have had a lot of them, but what was like during the Hell Week? Because becoming a Navy SEAL is not 1 week, right? It's
no.
many, but you do have that 1 week.
Yep.
So what was the defining moment in you for that during that Hell Week that you said, it's all in or I'm done?
Well, I basically just had the mentality that I'm not going to quit no matter what. Like, I'm going to have to die or just get totally injured or something. And I think that was the majority of the guys who made it through, is that you just never even allowed that thought into your mind. It was just the thought's not coming in there, and then another kind of a saying that we would have is that you're comfortable being uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
So I guess if you put that into perspective, is just you just realize you're in this situation and you're just going to get comfortable with it. You know, you're physically going to be uncomfortable, and mentally you're uncomfortable, but you find comfort in the fact that you're doing something special, or you're bettering yourself. You know, whether it's your own personal life. You know, I find that that phrase just kind of be, you know, kind of like a little mental head game.
Yeah. That's one of the things we always tell people is be comfortable getting uncomfortable. If you like that, give us a thumbs up right now. Make sure that you're sharing this and saying, hey, we're live right now with former Navy SEAL Joe L. Not Joel, but Joe, last initial, L. And he said, you know, getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's one of the things, is there's so many people who never do anything uncomfortable. They refuse to be uncomfortable with their exercise. They refuse to be uncomfortable in their relationships. They refuse to be uncomfortable at their job. And it's basically, there's so many people, they live like this. I just graduated high school. I just graduated college. It's time to get a job. It's time to get married. And it's time to get overweight. And you know, there's no uncomfortability for the rest of your life. And then you realize you're at 40, 45 years of age, and you're like, I'm at middle age right now, and I've literally done nothing.
Yep.
I've done absolutely nothing epic. So one of the things I always challenge myself is I got to do something uncomfortable every day. If that's exercise, or maybe it's doing, you know, I used to be like so scared of public speaking. So scared. I mean,
I still am.
Yeah, well, there you go. There's your new uncomfortable thing.
Yep.
See, it was so bad I would almost be like I would be having a severe reaction to peanuts, and it was almost like someone like made me swallow a whole bag of peanuts and then try to breathe. That's how bad it was. And I was like, you know what? If I'm going to keep moving forward, I'm going to have to learn how to do this, and I'm going to have to suck at it for a long time before I even start to get 1 or 2% better. So you just said you just had the mindset is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how bad this is going to be. I'm just not going to quit. So we do a lot of coaching as far as when it comes to a lot of different things. For example, let's just talk about health, but you talk about fitness, you can talk about weight loss, you can talk about your relationships with your kids, you can talk about your relationships with your wife. But from you coming from this standpoint, because you were a Navy SEAL for how many years? 6?
8 years.
8 years. And then after that, what did you do?
And then I've been basically doing private security for high net worth families.
High net worth. High.
Which is basically it's logistics. You know, it's security, but it's also logistics, and it's, you know, the best way to sum it up is just you're just a problem solver. You know, for people that travel, or I work specifically for one family, and you're just solving problems for people. It's just, and it goes back to the mentality aspect too, is you're just not taking no for an answer. It's like here's your set of 18 issues for the day, and you just have to get it done no matter what. And there is no, sorry, I just didn't do it. You have to get it done.
So you mean to tell me you can't tell your boss that you're too busy?
No.
or that you were too tired?
Nope.
Oh. Or that you wanted the donut so bad that you couldn't...
That you can do, though.
Wait, I want to ask you a quick question, because so I remember you telling me a story that you were in a room with 2 high-level people in a meeting, and so just tell them what their net worth was together.
Oh, I mean, over 100 billion.
100 billion. So you've guarded some pretty high-level people, right? So tell me about, so why do, let's take for example, so ladies, if you're watching this right now, give us a thumbs up, share this with your husband. Guys, if you're watching this right now, give us a thumbs up, share this with some of your other friends. Make sure that you watch this to the very end, because we've got a really important announcement for you. So, Joe L., tell us why, because we were talking about this the other day. Tell us why people give up. And this can be anything. You know, because I have gyms, wellness offices, coaching programs. Why, in those 3 areas, why do people give up? Because you were talking about jiu-jitsu, right? Because you do jiu-jitsu. I do CrossFit, you do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, so people quit because, I mean, it's just very simple. It's really hard. It's things are tough, and it's if you're, people want the quick fix nowadays with everything, as far as just they want to pop a pill, or they want it's immediate gratification. And the example I give is, you know, I've done some fighting stuff and jiu-jitsu and things. It takes a long time to get any kind of traction or be good at any of those things. So, you know, it's the example I give is like, you know, a 250-pound football player who can bench, you know, 400 pounds and has been a great athlete his whole life. He shows up into the jiu-jitsu gym and starts rolling with one guy who weighs 150 pounds but's been there and trained, you know, for a few years. You know, he's going to lose every single time.
Oh.
And it's really, you know, imagine the psyche that you get when you get defeated. You don't want to do it anymore, especially if you've already been an athlete and you're not used to losing.
Yeah.
And then you have to just show up there every day and just pay the man every single day. And that's hard. Or if you're a guy who's, you know, 50 pounds overweight, you know, the reality is you're looking at 1 year of really hard work to get to kind of where you need to get if you want to get in really good shape.
Wait. You're not talking about 2 weeks?
That's if you go lipo.
So what you're saying is the reason why people aren't successful is because it's going to take way longer than you think it's going to. That's
exactly.
Correct.
And people can justify it. So I find in our society the justification thing is huge. Yeah. Anybody can justify anything. It's like, well, who cares? You know, I don't need to work out that hard. Who cares if you know, if I don't do that, or if I don't, you know, if I don't play with my kids because I'm too tired at night because you know, I'm out of shape. You know, they'll be fine. You know, here's your cell phone. Have fun. You know, that's a big thing now too. Is that, you know, it leads over. Like, we're not just talking about, you know, working out and having you know, being in good shape. That it leads in every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
Working out is just one of the forefronts that people see the most results from, because it's obviously physical, and you'll feel better, and then it's a compound effect of things. You know, not only will you feel better, you have more confidence. With confidence, you'll probably have a better relationship with your wife. You know, your kids will notice because you're not sleeping in the morning. You're up, and kids notice everything. So, being being the team leader for your family is basically what you are. It's the same thing whether you're in the SEAL teams or you're a team lead at your job. The people underneath you or below you are watching everything that you do.
Everything.
And they're logging it in their mind. They're like, okay, this guy's showing up late every single time. You know, he looks out of shape. He looks unprepared. Your kids are doing the same thing. Your wife is doing the exact same thing. Like, oh, here we go. This he's going to lose his temper trying to find out where he's going because he's unprepared. You know, which obviously we've all been there. But it's just it's setting those goals and being able to have that plan and the path to be able to figure out how to get to where you need to go.
Yes, I agree. So what you're saying is I was an average person destined for mediocrity. I made a decision. I didn't give up, and then becoming a SEAL doesn't mean you're great. It just reaffirms what you chose to do.
Yeah.
It just already means that I chose to be great. I wasn't born great or anything like that. And that's the problem with so many people. They look at it and they're like, oh, I really wish I could be like you. I'm like, why not? Why can't you? You're literally one decision away in your mind, and then you're making a decision never, ever, ever to give up. So like I remember 9 or 10 years ago, I flunked my life insurance test because I decided to become very comfortable. And so I said, it's time to get uncomfortable. I'm committing myself to do this, and this. And the thing was I knew it was going to be a 1 to 2 year process. So guess what? For the first 90 days, I hated it. I didn't like it. But I was like, who cares if I don't like it?
You probably threw up, you know. Like
yeah, oh yeah. But I was like, who cares? Like when people say, well, I don't know if I like it. I'm like, well, who cares? You don't have to necessarily love it all the time, but what you can do is you can love the result.
Yep.
You love the result. So this is actually something that's been kind of on our hearts. I know that we've talked about it, and then my other friend, Steve, your brother, we talked about this for a real long time. He's like, what's wrong with men? Okay? What's wrong with men? There's a problem with men today, and it's not inherently like that men are defective, but there's something that's happening that men are getting taught that are helping them become less effective, that are helping them to become less leaders. And we thought, what can we do in order to make a dent, make a ripple in the universe to start affecting the lives of men? We thought, well, like, listen, I've done it, you've done it, I know that Steve has done it in a different way.
Yep.
SEAL mentality from a health, fitness perspective, and I know Steve from the spiritual leadership type of perspective. So what can we do in order to make a ripple in the universe, especially when it comes to men? And that's one of the things that we would like to do in order to help with you, particularly help with men. So ladies, if you think that your man needs some help in the relation in a part of leadership, mindset, and fitness, give us a thumbs up or share this. Now, also understand, ladies, that if you want your husband to change, then just think you probably need to change too. So we want your input, right? We want your input because we're in the planning stages. Actually, we've been talking for 6 months, and then finally I'm like, we have to set a date. So we set a date, which is the hardest thing to do, to have all of us together. So end of September?
Yep.
So end of September, we're going to be actually doing a one-day immersion event coming up in Yorkville with myself, with Joe L. and Steve, as we take men through literally the ability to be able to set priorities, how to lose weight, how to massively increase testosterone, how to become a leader, how to develop the mindset of a SEAL, but also how to do SEAL tactical things like that.
Yeah, just kind of giving a little bit of a flavor of some, of some other things that, I believe that there's a reason why, little boys grow up playing Army and that kind of thing. It's like, it's it's fun to do. It's camaraderie.
Yeah.
It's actually building some personal skills. You're your own team leader of your own family, which involves protecting your family. So,
Yeah.
many people don't even think about that until it's actually too late. Well, what will I do if I'm called upon to protect my family? So it's so we're gonna be beating up guys at this thing. Like, really, I'm just kidding. No, it's gonna be fun, but it's also you're gonna learn some things. It's not just gonna be some,
This is hands-on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hands-on.
I like to say it's like our type of thing that we're talking about is not. It's not you're not coming to listen to great men. There's so many of these seminars and things where you just go up there and you basically listen to guys who are amazing guys, and you kind of realize you're a loser. And so we're not doing that at all. We're basically
you're saying you're not going and saying he's amazing. I'll never be that.
Yeah, exactly.
We actually want you to say we're common. We're common men,
common.
And we know that you can become not even like us. You can become
better than us,
who you were created to be, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the things. So that's why I say exemplify. And they're like, what does that exemplify mean? Because I'm like, my whole goal is for you to exemplify the best version of yourself. What most people are living, stripped down, watered down. God looks above and is like, man, this wasn't what I created you for.
Yeah.
So, so this is we're going to talk a lot about application. You are going to have knowledge, but listen, we're going to teach you how to apply it, which means you are going to do some working out.
Yep.
You are going to do doing some cool SEAL stuff. You are going to be having tough conversations with ourselves and with other people in regards to your relationships and your priorities and why the expectation of where you think you should be is a lot different than the reality of where it is right now. So, so that's going to be coming up in September.
Yep.
Let me give you your input. So one of the things I want you to do is we want to come up with a name for, because this is obviously something that we don't want to do for like one time. This is actually something that you want to do.
I would love to do it full time.
Full time.
It's kind of a passion project, really.
Yep. And so, but we need your help. What do you think? What do you think we should call it? Now, ladies, I don't know. Do we really want their input?
Well, sometimes they have a lot better idea of what's
I think
cool.
So we came up, we want 3 different things. So I want you guys to help us out. So number 1, this is actually my favorite. My favorite is actually tribe, because remember looking for tribe, for a tribe. So if you like tribe, I want you to type in the number 1. Number 2 is pride. I like this as well, is pride. So number 2, if you like pride, number 2. I know that there's some people who are like, pride is evil. And I'm like, no. We're talking about first and foremost a lion pride.
Yeah.
Like a tribe.
Yeah.
But in this case, in the animal kingdom, it's called a pride. But here's the other thing. I don't think pride is necessarily evil, because I do think that you should be proud of your family. I think you should be proud of your job. You should be proud of your efforts. You should be proud of those things. Like, my son, I'm not proud of you at all, because it's bad to be proud. I'm actually disappointed. So maybe we should call it disappointment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have people said, I'm so disappointed in you? That
cuts deep.
It cuts so deep, and I think people use that as manipulation too.
Totally.
I'm not mad because I'm above being mad, because I'm perfect, but I'm just disappointed. Well, I've had people use that on me all the time.
And you deserved it. I'm just kidding.
Probably some of the time, but I always tell people, like, I promise you this: I'm always going to give you my best. I'm always going to give you my very best. And that's why, like, when people would say disappointed, that's why it hurts so bad.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about the pride, like being prideful, being arrogant. It's also about being proud about where you're heading, but also about lion pride. And then the third one is alpha. So if you like alpha, meaning the beginning, right?
Yep.
Not I'm an alpha man and I got my gold chain and
teach how to put your air lats up.
We're not talking about the guy on the Jersey Beach shore wearing huge jam shorts with moose in their hair and a giant gold chain.
Perfect,
that's not alpha male. We want to actually, the essence of a man though is one of leadership and one of so the place that I want to actually talk about is why men's testosterone is so tanked, and what you can do literally to pump it up and naturally, not taking a bunch of supplements and things like that. What you can do in order to pump it up naturally. And you want to talk about mindset, and tactical type things. And I know that Steve wants to talk about literally like priorities and relationships and like why those things are so why you say you want one thing, but in reality it's 180 degrees different. So let us know, what do you like, 1, 2, or 3? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure that you share this with someone who would be interested. This is not, this is going to be for men only. That's it. It's not for women. Sorry, we just don't want to coach you. Our interest is actually in men. So if you, everyone, if you're interested with this, just leave us a comment and say, hey, interested. I'm in. Whatever it might be. If you are a lady and you want your man to be at this event, just go ahead and tag them or say I'm in, or you're in. Say so and so, Joe, you're in. You don't have a choice. But make sure you start sharing this and let us know what do you think we should name it. Yeah. And so that way you'll start seeing some things from us down the road, things of value, things that you'll be able to share with. And again, we're 100% interested in helping you become the best version of yourself. Be able to create a pride, a tribe, especially of men who are looking for a place to be able to connect, to be able to get better, and to pull off all of the different filters and BS that you deal with every single day, to become very genuine and real, and to help you become the person that you are actually created to be. So if you guys have any questions, leave a comment below, and just make sure you say I'm in, or also make sure you share, but let us know which name that you actually like the best. We sincerely value your input. So, Joe, thanks a lot for being here.
Thanks for having me, Nate.
Oh, it's got a death grip. So, hey guys, so have a great night. We'll talk to you soon. And if you have any kind of topic that you want to hear about, just leave a comment below. We'll make sure that we get that happen. Have a great night.